Hey everybody, Steven here, and today I have a review for the Lexon POWERSOUND. This is a wireless power bank, and this also is a Bluetooth speaker, and it can actually pump out that sound 360 degrees around it, which is pretty cool. But I actually got this from Autonomous. It was a thank you for just doing my videos and people clicking on the links where you get like a $5 or $10 off coupon with it. And so I don't get kickback from that in any way, but it was cool that I guess this is a kickback now. They reached out to me and just said, hey, choose from this list. What would you want, essentially? And there was a couple other things, like nothing that I necessarily wanted outside of this, and I just thought this was an interesting product. Lexon has created a bunch of different other items. You've probably seen them. The thing that stands out to me is it's like a wireless Bluetooth speaker that has like a hook on it, so you can hook it to your backpack or anything like that, and I think it's waterproof, so you can use it in the shower. But they make a bunch of different products, not just stuff like this, but like home organizing kind of kit things where it's something where you could put pens in or whatever it may be, and then luggage is another thing, and then a bunch of other different speakers and lights and things like that. But before I get this out, this is unique because you can only charge this wirelessly. And just opening this up real quick, I mean, that's it. So it doesn't come with any wires or anything like that, but we'll just read off the specs here. So it's a 5,000 milliamp Qi wireless charger, compatible with all Qi enabled devices. And then it has the Bluetooth speaker. You have 360 degrees with the sound, up to 20 hours of playtime. And then this solely wirelessly charges and recharges. This is a durable synthetic leather finish. So PU leather, I'm assuming that's the polyurethane leather with this. And then designed by Alain Bertouet. Don't know how to pronounce his name with this. I don't know if that's actually going to show up, but that's him right there. So some famous designer. I don't know who he is, but let's get this thing open and let's actually see what this looks like in person. And then I need to take this out and we're going to test it. I don't typically use wireless chargers unless I'm traveling, and not only wireless chargers, but just power banks is really what I should say with that. I don't use them much, but planning a trip to go back to Colorado this summer, so I'm hoping this will come in handy with that. We go hiking. We not only have this as the charger, but also as the Bluetooth speaker, so now I'm not needing to bring two things, right? Opening this up. That's it right there, right? On the back looks like we have just a little, well, a big pamphlet for this. And then let's pop this thing out here. All right, that's it, right? And just to bring out my phone here, just to give a size comparison. So looking at what that looks like. Sit flat right on there. I mean, it's relatively light too. I mean, it's lighter than my phone for sure. It's still got some weight to it, but with this, yep, this, which you can see, power button, I'm assuming I would hold this down. I don't know if this thing is, ooh, and we have our lights on the bottom there. Looks like it's trying to pair. So I don't know with this, if it's completely charged. It looks like I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This other light might be something though. So you have 5 or 6 bars with this for the light. Right there, Lexon POWERSOUND. Done. Let's play something real quick where I won't get in trouble for this. Let's play part of the Halo soundtrack. That is pretty cool. So that'll be max sound right there. So, I mean, that gets pretty loud. This is still my normal speaking volume, so definitely gets loud. Turn that down a little bit. But yeah, you can actually hear how the sound is coming out 360. That is pretty cool. And then let's set this on top of it. I don't know how it works with, or is it the other side? With charging. Or if you, okay, so there's a green button, there it goes, and now it's charging. So you push it, green button. I think if you hold it down, it's gonna actually enable the Bluetooth, but it was blinking, now it's just blinking the blue, showing that it's connected. So hopefully my camera will pick up this. And then it's not fully charged because it looks like I have 2 other so it's halfway charged. I have 2 other that would give me the 4 bars. I'm assuming that's going to be a quarter each with this. So the price though, this is the part that's interesting, because this thing is $80. I mean, that's quite expensive. I don't know that I would buy this on my own for that price tag. This to me is like a $40-$50 kind of price tag. I know obviously they have to make money and all that other stuff, but with this, that's just kind of what I look for. I don't want to spend an insane amount of money. Cool that it has the speaker and all that other stuff, but I don't know if it goes on sale regularly also. This is just the Amazon price that I saw with this. But I am quite impressed. It feels great in the hands. It is lighter. That sound got pretty loud. I am going to take this out. I'm going hiking with my son today, so we're going to take this out. I'll probably take the camera, maybe get just a couple shots to showcase this. But I want to spend a little bit more time with this. We'll come back and then I'll kind of give my impression overall with how this works, because I still got to charge it. I want to test how it actually charges my phone as well. Just putting it on this, that was one of the things. It's like, okay, it does that really quick. Now, it already shut off because I took the phone off. So I'm assuming I have to push this again. The green light right here illuminates, and then I can put this right here, and then it should charge this again. There we go. Just got to find the sweet spot with it. So let me spend a little bit more time. We'll cut back, and then I'll just kind of give my final review for this after probably spending a week with it, doing things like going on the hike like I'm going to do today, taking this to the studio as well, checking how it does with this sound when I'm actually in the gym doing a workout as well. So spend a little bit of time. We'll cut back, and then I'll give my final opinion on this. All right, so I've spent the last week with the speaker here, and I want to cover the good and bad that I found with this. But before I do that, couple more specs I want to cover. So this is 190 grams. So this weighs 0.42 pounds, right? 190 grams weighs 0.42 pounds. So it is really, really light, right? Not quite half a pound. I do like that. They actually have different colors as well. I didn't notice that originally looking at the Amazon listing for this, but some of the other colors is with this, it's actually a different price. So this one is going to be the 80, but some of the other ones are actually only 60. And at $60, it starts getting down into a price that I think more people obviously are going to be willing to pay for this. And then the speaker itself is 3 watts. So does produce a decent amount of sound with this. It being 360 degrees, I think because of that, wouldn't it be inherently stereo? I haven't noticed. I've played different content and I can't quite tell just because it's emitting around this. Not that I would 100% need that. I don't think this is something that you would be watching content on necessarily. It's more something that obviously you're just going to be playing music, going on a hike or something like that. Speaking of going on a hike, it did really well with that. And this really gets into the pros and cons with this. I think the design looks really, really sleek with this. I do like the design. I think it gets plenty loud. I like the fact that it's not only the speaker, but obviously you have the power bank with this as well. And then you can charge your phone. And it being compact and light, it's just easy to travel with. And so those are going to be the really big pros to this. Those are also the key features to this. I did the wireless charging. Obviously this doesn't have, in terms of charging this, not my phone, this can only get charged that way. And I have a wireless charger on the secondary desk in the house. And that's the Qi wireless charger. I can't remember the name of the product. I'll make sure that there's a link for that in the description, or that'll pop up in the corner now for the video that I did on that. But with that one, it actually mounts underneath your desk. So I could just set this on there and it charges. And then the lights actually illuminate with this as well to let you know that it's charging. So that's really, really cool. I like the system here. It has the 4 lights letting you know how much battery you have with this. So main draws, main features, there's a lot of plus with that. Downside, I think the price at $80, that's going to be the big glaring one. This puts them into a very specific niche. Somebody's going to want 360 degrees with their speaker here. They're going to want something that has this design where it's only going to be able to charge not only your phone, but charge the power bank itself with that wireless charging. So there's no cables here. And that may eliminate them from a lot of people in the market for this. But those are the big ones. Beyond that, and I mentioned it when I was just kind of getting this unboxed, this kind of fabric that's around here, it has holes. Obviously it wants to let that sound come through so it's not muffled. It's going to break down really, really quick. It's just something I can already see it going that way. Depending on what you're doing as well, we go hiking and this thing's sitting on rocks and stuff like that, it's probably gonna actually break down even quicker. So I would say the material has me concerned around here. The other thing is, with the design features, there's downside to it. Yes, there's no cables, but it's going to charge faster if it's plugged in versus doing the wireless charging for this actual power bank. The other side is, if I'm going to charge my phone, this has to be flat on a surface that I can set my phone on top of, right? So it has to be able to sit like this. If I start moving, for instance, a lot of times if we are hiking and I am going to charge my phone, I set this plugged in my backpack, and then we're gonna hike for the next hour, and then when I get somewhere I can pull it out and then I can take pictures or whatever it is. It's gonna be really hard to get this lined up. You would almost have to like wrap this up, right, around this so that it would hold to this to continue to charge if it's in your bag. Now, maybe you have a compartment where it just sets in there and it happens to keep charging, but the second it's misaligned, you're not charging anymore. So really the big way to do this is it has to sit flat on a surface. That's kind of a bummer, right? I think the option for the port, maybe they had like a rubber covering or something like that where it would keep this same sleek design, but if you unplug that, you could run a cable to this. Like I said, if you're not gonna lay this directly flat on this, that's really the only way you're gonna charge this, and unless you're gonna just wrap it up, and that's just like an extra step most people aren't going to want to do. So downside with the wireless charging, especially if, again, you're doing this and you're bringing this for whatever activity you wanna kind of bring this with, because yeah, I want to charge my phone and I want the speaker. So that was one of the big things that I noticed just on the hike. I was like, oh, I set this in the bag, my backpack, and I'll charge my phone and we'll get to the next spot. And I was like, oh, I can't really do that. So that's going to be a downside with this. Again, mentioning the fact that this does have the wireless charging for the actual power bank here, it takes longer. So if I'm in a rush and it's like, all right, I got to get this thing charged up and I have to set it on a wireless charger, it's not going to get the same level of battery in terms of the charge as it would if it was just plugged in. So that's going to be a downside too. It's not going to be something that's going to charge very, very quickly. With the manual here, it is thicker because it has a bunch of different languages in it, and it covers some of the things that I just talked about with the specs too, like what the battery levels are going to show you on the LED lights here and things like that. So that's going to be the big negatives. I think the price, I think the fact that when you're traveling with this and trying to do the wireless charging, it has to be on the flat surface. And then again, it's not a quick wireless charge for the actual power bank. All the other features are really, really nice though. So it's just yin and yang. I mean, you have these pros with this, but there's downside to it as well. And again, this all comes back to the price point. It being a higher price point, it just puts it into a very niche place in the market where somebody is going to be looking specifically for this, right? I want something that doesn't have any cables. I don't have to worry about cables, and I'm okay with the trade-off that presents. So I'm gonna have a link for this in the description. You can check out the other colors. Like I mentioned, some of these are cheaper. 60 bucks is a little bit better than 80 with this. A very unique product, and I do like how loud this gets with the actual speaker. I do think that if you're going to be using this for a party and stuff like that, we're going to go on a hike and I'm going to set this down and play some music, eat some food. That's the fun side of the product. Downside and the trade-offs being like you have to work around certain other issues this may present for you. So just really know what you're getting into. We do have the tab here too. I think you could slide a hook through this. So it's there, and it does present that notion that you could do that. Kind of almost wish it was somewhere else, so a little bit easier to get to. But you could run a hook through this, a clip, right? And then I could actually just clip this to my backpack, and then this could be playing while I'm hiking. Again, it's not something that I could do that, then plug my phone into it and charge it. Can't do that, but you could still actually do that with this little tag here. So, but I'll have this in the description there. Let me know what you guys think. If there's any questions about this that I didn't answer in this video, definitely let me know in the comment section so I can answer that for you there. I'm gonna travel with this actually this summer. I'll be more curious to see, but I'm still gonna bring my other power bank with me. So My wife will have one, and then I'll have this one. The other one isn't a speaker, it's just a power bank though. So with this, it's almost like I could use that one for the power bank, and then this one, I just really am counting it on it as a speaker, and then the secondary function is like, oh, it could charge my phone potentially if I needed it to. So that's gonna be it for this one. And actually one last thing, I almost forgot. While we were hiking, because I was setting it on rocks and things like this thing collects dirt quite easily. A lot of products are, but I think it's the material. Was it like the polyurethane leather, right? It just dust or anything like that, it picks up on it really, really easily. And I'm wondering if that dust, because this actually has this kind of open style wrap around it where it's going to let the sound out from the speakers, if the dust could get into the speakers and present any problems with this. I'm not 100% sure, but it does pick up a lot of dust. Not fingerprints though, just because of the material. So if it was just all plastic, it would actually show all the fingerprints on it, like my other Anker power bank that I actually have. So that's gonna be it for this one. Before I start rambling any longer with this, pros and cons, let me know if this is something that you would be interested in too in the comment section. Is that something that is a draw for you with a product like this, or it's like, yeah, there's too much downside with it? Or if you are gonna get it, what's the intended use with it? That's just something I'm very curious, because I'm just one point of view on this product. But that's going to be it for this one, everybody. If you liked the video, hit the like button for me. If you want to continue to follow along with all my content, hit the subscribe button for me. And as always, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.